the man of the moment, Lee. The numbers are out today, 100,000 coming over. How does it make you feel as an outspoken advocate of stopping the boats all along?
Well, I'm very angry, Martin, about the number. I get very angry, as you know, every single day when I see these illegal migrants. And let's be clear on what they are. They're illegal migrants. They're not genuine asylum seekers. If they were, they'd be claiming asylum in many of the countries that they pass through to get to the UK. Look, it's been very, very difficult for government. I've been, banging on about it since I got elected. We've now got the agreement with Turkey in place. We've got the agreement with Albania with the illegal migration bill. Hopefully, the Rwanda scheme will be up and running once they sort the decision out at the Supreme Court. Look, since Rishi took the reins, 6-7 months ago, he's given me and a lot of people like me within the party what we wanted really, which was the illegal migration bill, which means that if you arrive here illegally, you will be swiftly detained and removed to a safe third country for the processing to happen. It makes me angry, Martin, because the rest of Parliament, the Labour, the SNP and the others continually voted against this. The Lords have voted against it. And you see in my comments earlier this week, the vast majority of the people in this country seem to agree with what myself is saying and what government's trying to do. So yes, it's infuriating, but we're the only party that can sort this out.
Lee, front page of the Telegraph, Cabinet call on the Prime Minister to ditch the ECHR. Is that an answer?
Well, I don't know which members of Cabinet are saying that. It's certainly not a conversation I've had with anybody, whether or not it's just the press being mischievous or somebody's leaked it. I don't know, to be honest with you. But, I will support government in doing whatever it takes to sort this nonsense out. And, you only have to Google my name and put ECHR and you'll see where I stand on the matter. And I've spoken about it in the chamber as well. I've always been an advocate for leaving, but, we're a team. And if things don't work, if things don't go to plan and we've got to take drastic measures, then I would fully support government in doing that.
Of course, Lee, you've raised a few eyebrows this week in your normal outspoken way by saying people who don't like accommodation on the Bibi Stockholm can F off back to France. You've stood by your comments and your own party stood by you, which is refreshing to see. But there was a response from your friend Diane Abbott last night in a now deleted tweet where she said these migrants have indeed effed off, that's on the screen now, to the bottom of the sea. She was, of course, linking the disaster in the Mediterranean, 41 drowned, tying that back to you. What do you say about Miss Abbott's comments and what would you pass on to her as a message today, Lee?
Well, I'm not going to make a comment, Martin, at this stage on Diane's tweet. I mean, I've looked at it, I keep looking at it, and I keep scratching my head as to, why she said it. So I'm not going to comment on that. But what I will say, we talk about this Bibi barge and the standard of accommodation. Let me tell you this, Martin, and many of your GB News viewers will probably agree with me on this, is I have stopped in worst accommodation in Skegness, in Blackpool, in Scarborough, in Whitby, all over the country. And did I moan? No, I went for a nice weekend or a week, had a lovely time, didn't complain to anybody. And anybody that's complaining about the standard of luxury accommodation, because that's what it is in this country, I stand by my words, they should go back to where they come from.
Lee, a lot of people have been saying this week, Lee Anderson for Prime Minister, after your comments. If you were the Prime Minister, what would you do today about the situation with 100,000 illegals arriving in Britain? You're in charge, what would you do?
Well, I'd make sure we got this decision on the Rwanda flights. That's the most important thing. I think it's important that we do support the Prime Minister. You're quite right there. Look, the buck stops with the Prime Minister, and as far as I'm concerned, Rishi's done everything that I wanted, and I've wanted this for the last 3 years, the detainment and removal of illegal immigrants on day one. That's all I've ever wanted. That's what I've asked for. We've actually got that. We are at the mercy of the courts at the moment. I sometimes think that, we should ignore the courts, but that's not the British way. We obey the law. But more importantly, Martin, we've got to listen to the British public. When I made those comments, my inbox exploded with support. I'm getting messages on Twitter, on Facebook, through social media. There's the bubble down there, the Westminster bubble. There's the media. They are completely out of touch with the vast majority of the British public. And thank goodness we've got GB News on the airways that's pushing out common sense. And I'm proud to be a part of it.